Hello guys, my name is Angelo LADERAS from BSITYA-5, and today's video I'm going to present some techniques in Microsoft Excel using different formulas that is very useful in our activities in our school and for our future references. So first step is open a Microsoft Excel, then choose a file contains your data. First is the if condition. And as you can see on my screen, I already have a table. Data consists of name, grades, and remarks. This technique is very useful for teachers or professors who are computing grades on Microsoft Excel. This condition can identify whether the student is having passing grades or failing grades. I have here names and their grades is 78, 72, and so on and so forth. So the first step is put an equal sign in every start of a formula, then type if representing our if condition, put an open parenthesis, click the address grades or the data that you want to scan, then type your passing score. My passing score is 74.99, open quotation, then type the text what you want to display if the grade is pass, and after type the another text if the grade is failed, then close parenthesis. Hit enter, then pull down the formula until to the last data that you want to compute. Then you can see all of our grades has been identified, it is pass or fail. If you edit the grades, the result might change also depending on the condition that is. The next one is if error. If error is a condition that identify used to catch errors and return a more friendly result or a message when an error is detected. I have names again, grades 1 and 2, and the result. So our first step is again is to type equal sign, then type if error, open parenthesis, then click the address of the grade that you want to compute, then divide to the second number in our data, then comma, then quotation marks. If the quotation catches some errors, you will type a text for the users to identify data on its table. I already typed error, please check the information. This message is a friendly message to help the user. Then close quotation, then close parenthesis. When we hit enter, then you will see the outcome of our formula, whether the data is correct or the data contains some errors. Then pull out again the formula to copy the other cell. Next sheet, we have lookup. Lookup are used for looking through a single column or a row to find a particular value from the same place in a second column or row. As you can see on my screen, I have here a list of fast food and their price, and I also separated in other column the price and the item. What am I gonna do is if I type the price of the item, the system will identify what kind of item what I'm looking based on our given data. So the first step is put a equal sign, then type lookup, open parenthesis, then click the cell where you want to type what we are looking. Put a comma, then highlight the side of the table contains the price, then another comma, highlight the side contains the item, then close parenthesis. After that, hit enter, and it says NA, means no data is being input. So now we try to input the price, then as you can see, it recognized the item based on the table of data. As simple as that. Next is VLOOKUP. This function always look up a value in the leftmost column of a table and returns the corresponding value form of a column to the right. VLOOKUP function has a similar concept to the lookup function. So as you can see here, I have two tables, and the right is a table reference and the other table is where to input the data that we need. So let's start. Let's start with the price. Type equal sign, VLOOKUP, open parenthesis, then the cell that you want to identify the value. Next is the whole data table that you reference. Highlight it. Next is the column in the table that you want to display in your column, which is column 2, the price. Then type false. False is for acknowledging the value even it's not totally equal. Then close parenthesis. Then don't forget to put $sign in before the letter and the number on the formula for the consistency of the table reference. Then pull down to copy. After that, if I type fries and hit the enter, the price of the fries is matched based on the table reference, and so and so. Next is the total. We just need to simplify by multiplying the price and quantity to get the total. Type equal, click the address of the cell multiplied by the quantity, then enter. Pull down to copy the formula, and for the total amount, simply just add all the total. Put equal sign, sum, open parenthesis, then highlight the cells in total, then hit enter. And if you want to put currency and decimal points, highlight the cells needed and right click, then go to format cells, then choose peso sign and choose 2 decimal point and click OK. That's it. It's very simple. Lastly is what you call pivot. Among the 4 of the condition that we discussed, I think pivot table is the very useful. A pivot table is a summary of your data packaged in a chart that lets you report on and explore trends based on your information. Pivot Pivot tables are particularly useful if you have long rows or columns that holds value you need to track the sums of and easily compare to one and another. I have here an example table. Sales of school supplies consists of 5 columns. The order date 3 June item, unit cost, and the total. Table consists of 89 rows, and by pivot condition, we can easily summarize to understand the given data. So the first step is put your cursor on a cell where you want to display your pivot table. Then click Insert. Click the pivot table and a window will appear. Then click the arrow button. Then highlight the whole table of the data that you want to summarize. Next, a window on the right side will pop up. This window is your control to your pivot table. On the window on the right side, I drag down the region to the rows, and as you can see, it appears on the table. Next is to the total values. The values part is for numerical columns. As you can see, the total of the sales in each region is showed on the table. The item to the rows, then you can see the item is being sold in each region. This method is very useful in summarizing and for easy viewing. You can also filter the region if you want to view only one specific region or two, and its total sales, you can drag the region into filter. You can also put currency and decimal points, just like what I said earlier. That's all. Thank you for watching.